Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our monthly Angelscope for the sign of Aquarius for the month of June 2023. So, welcome back to this monthly series, every one of you who has been following us for a while, and also welcome to anyone who's new to our community. Just a few reminders. First, remember to subscribe, to select the all notification bell, like, dislike, and please feel free to leave your comments, as that can be of a tremendous support to others who are reading through the comments. Also, if during the course of watching this video you feel called to have an angel reading with me, you can go to my current website, theangelschool.com. That link you can find below the video and all the other ones I'm going to mention. If you're a first-time client, you can select the first-time promotional offer, and there are other reading sessions there available to everyone else as well. So, check all that out. If you just like to donate to my channel, I have a PayPal Me link that's also in the description area, and anything that you offer will be greatly appreciated and used to support the content in the channel. And finally, that you will find this to be the first link. It'll be the link is the general monthly angel reading for June 2023. So we're celebrating Gay Pride in this month, and the angels asked me to do it. I'm always hesitant about doing these kind of things, but they were sharing with me that the energy that opens up in this month of unconditional love, of respect and tolerance and authenticity, is really key here. And all of these things, this month is pivotal for our ascension process and the direction where our world can begin to head towards that era of peace. And in our relationships, understanding and compassion and the respect to listen to people you disagree with, to be a witness, because in that moment that you're being a witness, you become a mirror where they can actually see themselves and see their truth, and vice versa. And that's where that healing can really begin, and that's where we can begin to dissolve those walls. So, lots of interesting information there. Make sure you check it out quickly now or immediately after watching this video. So let's take a deep breath together. Just releasing and letting go. And so I'm sitting here, I'm watching sort of gender roles sort of shifting, okay? And that sort of is a sort of themes of the community. And again, look at the community or any community as a spiritual gift, a spiritual teacher to us. Like, it's almost like in Superman when all those crystals were there, each one of them had all those that had information stored in it. Look at every life as that. There's a first level of oneness, awareness. And it's just showing me, it was like this woman who looked like she was padded in a football uniform. We haven't seen that happen yet. And then it shifted to a woman, from over a century ago. And then I saw sort of a man in a suit and a broad rim hat, but there were flowers. So this is something around expectations shifting, um, and not just around identity, gender identity, but in general, the labels, um, and it's this feeling of being more fluid, is somehow really going to be essential. And and I know it's hard sometimes for us to think outside of our own comfort zone, but I'd like to have you think about this within your own life. You know, um, the gift. This is where the gift transference of gift comes in. And what identities um, do you shy away from expressing because have these um, you have these God, I can't think. You're sort of locked into this way of thinking this is how things should be and how it should go, right? And this could be in general beyond it. It could just be about energy in general, that we think about this fluidity in terms of even energy, and what aspects of us are being held back, what capabilities, skills are being held back because of this inflexibility or lack of fluidity. And if a group of people are presenting this these roles, and it's triggering for you, and I'm going to just stretch that, not to be something negative, but just to be a trigger of anything. It could be from inspiration to you know um, dis dislike. um, but how can you, if it's confronting you right now, how can you allow that, the gifts of that, to sort of play a part in helping you to solve a life problem you're working through right now? Now, they wrote the word gay, and when they do that for me, it means that it's time for you, Aquarius, to really come out about something spiritually, that you're holding back an essential part of yourself as a spirit, as a soul, with gifts and abilities and skills. And so it's time for you to bring that out, but it's probably locked down because of some type of identity, whether it's a job title or, what I'm trying to get at. So look at that, okay? Seriously look at that in yourself in this month. So we have Archangel Zariel, and this is the archangel who works with the canine kingdom, so wolves and all, dogs, canines. And it says, the message on the card says, give and receive love and obey the spiritual laws. Okay? So it's this exchange. Now, I've never owned my own pet, but man, I've really just been watching um, a lot of videos, not only on dogs, but just a lot of animals. I've been on Instagram. The Instagram's algorithms are very fast, and it brings a lot of things from very diverse parts of culture and around the world very quickly. I notice, rather than YouTube or something else, it gets kind of stuck. If you're looking at something, it gets stuck there, and it keeps just bringing you that. Whereas Instagram keeps changing it up a lot. And one of the things that, I'm just amazed. Like, and I know this is going to sound silly, but you got to remember, I've never really owned a pet, which means I've never spent enough time around them to get to know some of the things that they're capable of. And I don't know if why this is coming up, but talking about what we were just talking about before, like, after watching so many, I'm like, how could people not really think that animals are souls equal to us in the way that they have a profound intelligence of love. Their intelligence of love is higher than our own as human beings because they lack the ego. It doesn't make them less human. It makes them a little bit more evolved than we are. It doesn't make them less human because they can't communicate the way that we communicate. They're actually communicating the way we used to communicate, which is telepathically. So they are where we're trying to go. They're already there where we are trying to go. And so rights for animals should be an automatic. It should be on par with our own. Because for the most part, they're harmless to us. We're more harmful to them than they are to us. And if we really were in a telepathically communicating, we would be at the same level of communication, and we would not see them as something different or other or less in terms of soul value. So that went into one direction I was expected to go. But it's this, they're more, yeah, the evolution of their love is high. They love higher in a greater capacity than we are able to. And so the message here seems to be about when we sort of dissolve, or look past the superficial sort of identities and go deeper, we find our true selves. We can really see ourselves in one another. We get back to that core level of oneness relationships. I'm sorry, I got that threw me. I wasn't expecting that to come out, and I kind of lost track of what we were talking about before it. Although I know kind of what I was saying, but I feel sort of that I need to just be stranded here for a minute in this place where I wasn't expecting to go. And it feels like I'm standing on an island and like, what was it? What? How did I get here? Kind of thing. But it's actually a very beautiful, beautiful thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue, but it's really something for us to think about. Okay. The dreamer, new beginnings, the fool, the dreamer, this innocence, tapping into that innocence, this way of loving, this higher, more evolved expression of love and unconditional love is like, it's like being born again and leaving behind all those other understandings they're writing in front of me. And maybe that's why I'm purposely forgetting everything. Because this is where the new understanding for yourself starts, and for everything that you want starts, so that you can actually, that deep down remembering of oneness, that you can start to live that life step by step, building it incrementally. And that's the incredible value of the energies that are coming through in this month. So don't be afraid to see yourself and the world differently. The Page of Air. I love it in this deck, and I'm not going to be able to find it. But it's for the Page of Air or Swords. The quote at the bottom, the one I've been using, the Soul Savvy Tarot for the daily readings, and so on. And let me just see if I can find it. That's like the moment. Oh, here it is. And it just says on the card, a new idea changes the size of the mind forever. That's the message for the Page of Swords on this card. Okay. And a new idea changes the size of the mind forever. So, you know, in this month, you're going to be challenged with new lessons, new ways of looking at things, seeing the world from a different perspective, new ideas. And will you be open to it, or will you hide behind it? Will you conceal it and keep it to yourself, or are you going to share it? And it might feel rough and immature and naive, but trust it. Trust how it makes you feel. Trust the inspiration behind it that's coming through your heart. Don't focus whatever you think you know about people and how they're going to react to the things that you do and say. Consider yourself more ignorant of being about that, like when you think you know, just consider you really know nothing, so that if assumptions are made, then it's easy to put them aside and to go with what's in your heart. I feel like Aquarius, there's just this beautiful, as you learned to identify less with the roles that you believed is supposed to be who you are representing in the world, and you become a little bit more fluid with this, you're gonna really be able to change the world just by being that agent of change, representing that agent of change, by the changes, the fluid ways that you are open and representing the possibilities of change in the world, and that can happen in oneself. It's basically a living example of the highest qualities and the highest good that's available. All right, so I send you, and then they're going to do it again. They've been doing this, they keep talking when I'm about to end it. The word confession comes up. So that means be honest in this month. Be yourself. Be authentic. That's a word they would like to leave you with. And also compassion. Be compassionate with yourself as you go through this attempt. And they write the word sex in capital letters, which means it's the higher self perspective of this, which is about an integration, and that comes with the divine, that creates a new form of passion, a new form of lifestyle, and ideas in the world, a transcendent experience. Okay? So you're going to experience a writing energy, this sort of a more transcendent energies, sort of influencing your life in this month. And here we have that planet Uranus with this card. So that tracks with this. So really, like, these new ideas that just radical changes. And isn't it, I'm not like an astrological expert, but I think Aquarius, Uranus, I might be wrong, might be your ruling planet, but I think so. But anyway, you can check it and I'll check it, and I'll know better next time. All right, so I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and have a beautiful month of June, Aquarius.